Travis, do you know how cool it is that Norway have got Erling Haaland and Martin Odegaard in their squad, and Ryerson, who kept Kylian Mbappe quiet in the 2 legs of the Champions League? Norway didn't make the Euros. How crazy is that?
Unbelievable. The fact that Odegaard won't be there, Haaland won't be there, but big Scott McTominay will. You love to see it.
Big Scott McTominay. And Matthew's boy, Jakub Kiwior, will be there for Poland as well. Got to represent. There we go, guys. We are back again for another fantastic conversation on Friday Night Counter Attack. We're here with Travis. We're here with Matthew from Back of the Net podcast in our brand new studio. We've got 3 lists of top 5 players who are missing the European Championships. But there's a twist. There's a twist. But Travis is here to simplify the twist for us as well. He's here to undo it for us and to turn it into normal, just straight lines. It's like when you've got the wall twisted up, you need to undo the wall so you can knit properly, just like Matthew knits every Friday morning as well. What 3 lists have we got, Travis? What have we got to do today?
So it's 3 lists of players missing the Euros this year. We've got 5 players missing out due to injury, 5 players missing out due to their country not qualifying, and 5 players whose countries have qualified, but they didn't make the cut for squad selection.
Because their manager is racist. Yes. Got to be done. Right then, Matthew, did you hear what we're going for? You're here for this one?
Yes.
The audience will be looking at you through their camera, so you've never had a bigger ego than you have right now because you're in the podcast live stream, which is great to see. Right then, top 5 list of players missing out through their countries not qualifying. Here we go. Matthew, fire away. From all the countries that you're looking at, what are you thinking for your team? Are you thinking, you know what, if you've got 5 players, are you thinking of Wales? Are you thinking of Northern Ireland? Are you thinking of Republic of Ireland? What are you thinking for you?
You know what? The one that bugs me the most, and it's probably for a lot of nations, actually there's 2 nations that is from the same region. I think Sweden and Norway are the 2 where it's like...
Sweden, you always expect qualifying.
Yeah.
They're the 2 big ones who missed out.
Yeah, like you just remember seeing Sweden in tournaments, you know what I mean? Like Ibrahimovic.
Just plugging on their fans, Matthew. That's the
your guy Ibra, like, you know what I mean? Like you always saw Sweden in the tournament. Norway kind of got used to it now, you know what I mean? All right, they've got classy players, but you're used to it. But they've got a great young crop of players coming through, and you kind of I want to see that going into the latter tournaments. But yeah, Sweden, you know, Isaac, you know what I mean? You got I don't know if we've finished European top goal scorer, Victor. I'll never know how to say his name.
Gyökeres, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you finished top scorer. Then you obviously got Haaland and Odegaard, which I saw them play a friendly the other day against somebody. The assist by my majestic number 10. Yes.
It didn't happen in qualification though. It didn't.
I know it.
Most at the end of the season.
I know, but yeah.
Arsenal, that isn't it?
Literally.
But it won't matters.
You know what? You guys must be in agreement with me. I feel like them 2 nations are the main ones for me because, you know, you see a European tournament and you're used to seeing, I don't know, like England and the normal ones, but I like to see Sweden in there because they always cause problems against certain teams. Let's look at Euro 2000 was it? Where Ibra scored that fantastic goal. Am I imagining? Am I bugging? 2004, yeah. When Greece won.
Zlatan Ibrahimovic and Henrik Larsson on top. Cold.
You know what I mean? And so, yeah, I always get a bit down when I don't see them in there. But yeah, those are the type of nations and those are the type of players that will be missing, definitely.
Good. So in the list already, I think we can happily agree on Alexander Isak and we can agree on Victor Lindelof, of course, as well. I'm joking. Victor Lindelof will make my list, but in the joint list is what we're doing for the cameras. Alexander Isak has to make it, Erling Haaland has to make it, and Martin Odegaard has to make it as well, because those are the 3 big players that are missing out on the European Championships this summer as well. What about home nations, Travis? We're looking at someone like Wales, for example. Brennan Johnson, obviously a Spurs player himself. You've got Harry Wilson, who's been fantastic for Fulham. Have you got anyone at home that you think, you know what, they're going to be missing out, and it's going to be a big miss for them?
Not hugely. In years gone by, we could talk about players like Gareth Bale, but...
Ramsey.
Yeah, Aaron Ramsey. I think the current crop of players in the home nations teams that have missed out, I don't think they're great, and I don't think it's surprising that Wales or Northern Ireland have missed out this time around. I think there's probably only a couple of Welsh players I'd consider for this list.
Republic of Ireland, maybe Evan Ferguson.
Yeah, maybe Ferguson. Yeah, but yeah, I think with Wales and Northern Ireland, I'm not surprised they're not there, and I don't think that there's going to be too much representation of those teams on this list.
I think, to be fair, my top 5 would be Victor Lindelof, Dejan Kulusevski, Victor Gyökeres, Erling Haaland, and Alexander Isak. Or we take out... No, I didn't mention Odegaard, did I?
Didn't mention Odegaard, no.
Odegaard, Haaland, Lindelof, Kulusevski, and Alexander Isak for me. Leave out Gyökeres. That's my 5.
Lindelof, really?
Captain of Sweden has been fantastic for so many years.
Still, yeah, my 5
Gyökeres 1 season in Sporting Lisbon, and we've seen what Portuguese...
Yeah, very true.
Nunes coming from Benfica to Liverpool, not been great. Gonzalo Ramos from Benfica to PSG, failed as well. Agree with that one, Matthew?
Yeah, that Ramos guy, I don't even want to talk about him.
Let's not talk about him. Irrelevant footballer these days, just another Andre Silva, unfortunately. But that's my 5 that I go for. Who would you want to take out, Matthew, from that one? Would you probably sort of Lindelof or Gyökeres, or Odegaard take him out as well, just so he's out the firing line?
You know what? Got to take Lindelof out, man. Come on now.
Yeah, totally. Being outnumbered there.
Nothing against him.
Kulusevski. Remember that. He's not picked Dejan Kulusevski.
You've not asked me for my 5.
You never mentioned it before.
Didn't get around to.
You mentioned Sweden.
We didn't get around to Kulusevski.
Okay, fair enough. So you're going to put Kulusevski in your top 5?
My 5 would be the same as yours, other than Lindelof.
For Gyökeres or Kulusevski?
Kulusevski.
Okay, nice. That's fine. Mostly in agreement there, which is good. So that's good. On to the next one, Travis. So we're going to talk about the top 5 players who are missing out because they were not selected for their national team. And for me, this is a lot of controversy towards Germany and, of course, England as well. So for me, Marcus Rashford is the big talking point because he wasn't even selected in the training squad of 33 under Gareth Southgate. And Matthew knows what racism is like in football. So Matthew is here to talk to us all about racism in football. I'm joking, it's definitely not. But literally, when I'm talking about it, Marcus Rashford should have been into that squad. For me, he gives an X factor that Anthony Gordon can't give, Eze can't give. He can take on a player 1v1. And he's had such good experiences in international tournaments for England as well. I'm really annoyed that Marcus Rashford hasn't made it into squad. Let me hear your first initial thoughts, Matthew, on why Marcus Rashford. He was out of the English squad, but would you rather take him or would you rather kept him away? What do you think?
You know what? With the Rashford one, I just wasn't too sure. I feel like it's kind of in the same region with Sterling, where we know what they've done previously, and we know in tournaments you need players that can do stuff at moments. And I just don't know. I think Rashford, there was a time. I know, but you know what? There's a time during the season where I can't remember when it was when I saw Rashford and I thought, you're not making it. Like, everything changed with me. He wasn't really playing for Man United. You could see it in his demeanor, stuff had gone on. And yeah, it's sad that it's contact because I like him as a player. You know, my club, I linked with him and I'm not against it. But we'll get into that another time.
He's better than Martinelli, so he's going to be starting for you anyway.
We're not going to argue that right now.
That's a different podcast.
Different matter. But honestly, yeah, he could have done something. And you know what? In these tournaments, about scoring goals, you need speed, pace, power. And he brings them 3 things. So I think it was a bit of, I think Gareth will regret it a little bit because he's left quite a few similar players out. And we're going to get some more big names, which I've got a big one I want to mention. But yeah.
Who do you want to mention from England?
Do you know what? I was going to trick Travis and say Maddison, but it's not really him. He did curtail off towards the end.
I wouldn't have believed you.
and he does it quite often, to be fair. Like he did it at Leicester as well. I don't know what it is. Last couple of months, he always kind of tails off. His form dips a bit. For me, I think Grealish should have gone. I know it sounds mad. I feel like Grealish brings you like ball retention and he draws defenders towards him. And these are things that you need because then when you've got the players like Foden, Cole Palmer, Saka, Jude Bellingham, you need players where they're going to get the space. And I feel like Grealish attracts fouls, he attracts defenders towards him. He doesn't have the goal output, but he does other things that are important to the England squad. So I think, yeah, Gareth might
be the attack, which I think for England as well, which is great to see. Travis, what about for you from England? We mentioned Rashford, we mentioned Grealish. Who's your one from England that you think it's missed out? That gets missed out.
It's difficult. I don't think there's many from England that I would have taken. Reece James, no, he's not reliable enough, always injured. Maddison, like we've talked about, not consistent enough. Branthwaite would be the one for me, I think, with the lineup of defenders we've got. I think I would have taken him. Are we saying Maguire's missed out from not being selected or from being injured?
Injured.
Yeah. For me, if I'm honest with you, Hans, completely disagree over Rashford to the point where I would have taken Sterling before Rashford.
One of them should have gone because I've said it before. England play to feet now as opposed to playing with pace. And England's greatest strength has been with playing pace. And I don't want to get onto this because we've got another podcast with this already, this topic already sorted. But with England playing to feet against some of these players that play low block football, Serbia, Slovenia as well, round of 16, we could be playing against an Austria, we could be playing against the Czech Republic, low block football again. We need something to break it down. And we saw against Iceland, we couldn't break them down because it was just low block and everyone wants the ball to feet. But again, that's another topic entirely. Let's get our top 5 list sorted. So for me, Marcus Rashford makes it in there. For me, Holger Barsi for Spain, he makes it in there as well because he's a 17-year-old wonder kid from Barcelona who's been fantastic this season, but he didn't make it into the side at all. I'm going to have to throw in Mats Hummels, who's incredible this season for Borussia Dortmund in the Champions League final as well. Big reason that's why Dortmund kept so many clean sheets in the Champions League. Number 4 for me, I'm going to go for Manuel Locatelli, who was incredible in the 2021 European Championship, started every other game for Italy. And number 5 for me, I'm not really going to consider this an injury because he played in the Champions League final, Thibaut Courtois. That's my 5. What about you, Travis?
Do we have to agree?
We can agree.
I would take Courtois, definitely. I would take Locatelli in that list. I agree with you on that one.
Not Scalvini, your boy.
Is it a bit too early for Scalvini? I don't know.
Never too early. Especially with the quality of defenders at Italy are lacking as well.
Yeah, Courtois and Locatelli definitely. Hummels definitely. I'm not going Rashford. I'm not going Rashford. I don't think he's done anywhere.
At major tournaments for England.
Has he though?
World Cup, he was fantastic. Top scorer. Well, he was, and he was doing it off the bench, and he had the least amount of game time compared to Foden, compared to Saka, Kane.
I just think from a standpoint of England legacy and how good these players have been for England historically, if that's what we're working off, because let's face it, if we're picking Rashford for England this summer, we're not picking him based off how well he's played this season.
But that's what I'm saying with some of these players as well. We've seen it with Foden. He's not been great for England at all. And it's 34 caps that he's had or something like that.
No, but equally, he's PFA Player of the Year. If you don't take him, you're an idiot. But if you're talking about the England legacies of Sterling and Rashford, and if we're picking one of those two based on what they've done for England previously, I'm taking Sterling all day long. So Sterling, I would put in there. And then the other one for me, which we've not spoke about yet, Pedro Porro, I would say. The fact that he's...
Over Carvajal, yeah?
Not over Carvajal. You don't need one right back in the squad, though. You could take Carvajal and Pedro Porro. I'm not saying I would have started him, but the guy who was...
You know Spain, they're going to go for experience over youth at the back all day, every day.
But they could pick both. That's my point.
I don't think they would have gone for him, even if Jesus Navas would have been injured. They would have gone for Oyarzabal or someone like that. It's a Pedro Porro.
Crazy to me. Absolutely crazy. But yeah, that's my 5.
Matthew, your 5.
You know what? I'm in agreement with like 3 of them. I think Courtois, yes. Hummels, yes. You know what Travis said? He made a valid point there about the whole Sterling thing. I look back to the tournaments and we look at what Sterling's done. Sterling's been amazing in all the.
I mean, the last Euros, we wouldn't have got out of the group without Sterling. Let's face it.
Definitely. Look at that Germany game itself. He was on fire, and what he brings to the England team, phenomenal. So I would say him, Grealish, I've mentioned, and I've got Locatelli as well. I mentioned him as well, which he brings something so different to Italy. People don't underrate that guy, quality player. And I've got a random one, a French goalkeeper, because I'm a keeper myself, at Lille, named Chevalier. This season, he's been fantastic. They didn't pick
the Olympics, though, isn't he?
Yeah, but they didn't pick him in obviously the main squad. I think he was he kept clean sheets in half of the games he played last season. So I look
as a subtopic, it's really good because it means that they're going to be starting him at the Olympics and there's not going to be a third choice keeper for France. So I kind of
exactly. So it's a fine balance. Yeah,
I appreciate it. And then the final list, the top 5 players who are injured who aren't going to the Euros, we're going to end it on a high. So I'm going to go for David Alaba, absolutely fantastic for Austria. Their main man for so many years for Austria as well. I'm going to go for Jurien Timber, the Dutch centre-back for Arsenal and right-back have been fantastic. Serge Gnabry for Germany, absolutely incredible as well. Fantastic former Arsenal player, West Brom player as well. I'm going to hate to say it, but I will say it. Gavi, fantastic player for Spain. So many quality players for Spain are missing. And number 5 for me, Harry Maguire for England as well. What's your list, Matt?
I've got Alaba, captain, did his role. He came playing left back, centre mid, centre back, very important to the Austrian team. I love the fact that he's going anyway as part of the non-playing captain role or whatever.
Circa David Beckham, 2000.
Yeah, that type of thing. Timber, again, Arsenal representation. Travis wouldn't get that. And I've gone for 2 players at the same team, the club team. I want to see if you lot know, ball, yeah? So yes or no, you probably know already.
So 2 players in the same team.
Oh, wait, because you mentioned was Scalvino not injured on the injured list?
He was injured and also left out, but he's like one of those where he could have recovered for the tournament, like Luke Shaw.
Like Courtois.
Yeah. So if that's the case, Scalvini, because I think I never knew about him, I'm going to lie. I know ball, but he was fantastic this season, like quality player. The other guys as well, the Dutch guy, Koopmeiners.
Incredible for Atalanta this season.
Listen, the season he's had, again, and lastly, Gavi as well. I think Gavi, performed well for Barcelona, for Spain, and unfortunately, they played him in I think it was a friendly against Georgia when they were already qualified and he got injured. So they'll be kicking themselves about that one. But that's my 5. Yeah, quality players.
So don't Travis finish off. Where we go?
I'm going to take Gavi. I'm going to take Lucas Hernandez. I'm going to take David Alaba. So agreeing with you boys on that one.
What about Lucas Hernandez?
Yeah, Lucas Hernandez in there for me. Harry Maguire, I'm going to take. And I'm not going to say Timber, just because I think that Netherlands have got enough cover at centre back, so he's not a huge loss.
They play with a back 5, so they always have 3 centre backs always playing.
Yeah, but they've got Ake, Van der Ven, and Van Dijk, haven't they? And we know Van der Ven's better than Timber anyway, so not a huge.
I know what Travis is doing, but it's okay. It's okay.
It's good.
Can never get my Spurs hat off. Sorry, boys. And then the 5th one, a little bit of a difficult one. I'm gonna take.
Spurs play. Do it.
Okay, I'll do it for the bias. I'll take Destiny Udogie.
There we go.
Yeah.
He was impressive.
I saw that.
He was impressive at left back.
No, I can't hate. He's quality. He's quality.
Best players this season at left back in the Premier League, so absolutely. But we all missed out on Frankie de Jong after recently getting injured for the Netherlands as well. So that's very, very difficult for the Netherlands to actually keep possession in midfield. It would be fantastic. But agree or disagree with our list? Comment below.